Hi, today we're talking about home defense kits. Now, I've already made a video about my personal experience with having three dudes kick in my front door at 3 a.m. and kind of the lessons learned from that. And I want to show you what I've ended up, what kind of evolved out of that is what I keep by my bedside. So first off, let's look at how this thing gets staged. This is how this kit lives most of the time. What you'll see is it's under an end table. Not actually this end table, we're recording this in my guest bedroom. The only thing that's visible that's grabbable is that strap. And the advantage of doing this is you won't be lazy. I tried doing a battle belt, I tried doing a plate carrier. What I found is if something went bump in the middle of the night, I'd grab a handgun and leave the rest of the stuff. So by having it staged this way, when you reach down, pretty much the only thing you can grab is that strap and just pull the rest of the kit out. This is kind of what we've got set up. So this is what we've got set up. Basically, this is a Swift Clip compatible MOLLE panel. I think this one was, I can't even remember who I made this, but took a panel, added a dangler to it, and then on the back, just bought a piece of Velcro to cover it so I don't have exposed Velcro back here. And where the Swift Clip connectors are, I just got a piece of 1-inch webbing and attached that. So this is easy to put on. And now, let's go over the gear on this from the outside. First off, we have a Glock 19. If I was going to do this again, I'd probably pick up a 45 or 19X, something with a little bigger grip, just because my pinky just kind of halfway off the grip. Now, I know the 33 round mags kind of have a bad reputation as being the whole Mall Ninja thing. In my experience with these, the extra length on the magazine doesn't really get in your way once you have the gun out of the holster. Because like you can see, if you're in a shooting grip, this just hanging down doesn't matter. If you're shooting from retention with the gun close to your body, if you're like wrestling someone, once again, the extra length on the bottom of your grip doesn't make much of a difference. And when my house got kicked in, I had three dudes come in, and I had at the time an M&P with a 17 round magazine, and even with the 1 round in the chamber, that's 6 rounds per bad guy, which sounds like a lot until you start looking into the lethality of actual handgun cartridges. What generally happens when you're talking about civilian involved shootings, and we'll exclude law enforcement. Basically, when there's a shooting and one side can't get on the radio and call for reinforcements, what happens is both sides shoot every round they have as fast as they can, and then whoever runs out of ammunition first, assuming they're still able, runs away. So having a big magazine was kind of a plus. Now, this is a Safariland ALS holster. It's on a QLS 4 Connect. Just take it off. It's on a QLS fork, so I can take the whole holster off easily. The advantage here is if you're on the phone with 911 and they say, hey, the police are about to come into the house, please put down your gun. You can easily take this entire thing. You don't have to take the gun out of the holster. You just unclip the whole thing and stick it on your bed and then step away. So if you need to, you can still just step over and grab it. But when the police come in, you're not the dude standing there with a gun handy or a gun on you. It's separate. Now, continuing over, we've got 2 spare magazines. One of these should be a 17 round magazine, and if I remember right, this is a 19, might be a 20. But I'm putting these 2 magazines in, and one is facing each way. And the reason for that is if I've got the gun in my hand and I need to reload, instinctively you normally grab with bullets forward like that, and I can grab this and reload. If for some reason I'm wearing this on the other shoulder, which honestly is slightly more intuitive for your draw because I'm right-handed. I can also get to the other one, and that's still bullets forward. And worst case, I end up grabbing both. Now, what I've ended up with for the magazine pouch, this is a Tactical Tailor Magna pouch. So there are magnets in here retaining the mag. So, like, I'm not gonna jump up and down, but you can see that they're not going anywhere. And then at the end here, I've got a flashlight. Just handy flashlight. This one's a Phoenix TK12. Pick your poison, they pretty much all work. This happened to be painted because I used to use this on an airsoft gun. I would, if you have the option of getting something with a clip there, to go for it, because it helps if you're doing a cigarette hold. Like this position on a handgun, you can potentially do a cigarette hold, and that's handier. Gives you a little more stability on your grip. Not really a requirement. I mean, you can do the shoulder index flashlight trick. There's plenty of different techniques for using a flashlight with a handgun. This is not that video. So we've gone over the top of the kit. Let's continue down to the bottom. This dangler is mostly first aid supplies, so as you can see, got a first aid patch on it. Do you need it? No. Do I need it? No. If I'm injured and somebody else is responding, they might want to know that there's first aid supplies. I've also got a name tape here, and I switched that out for the video. Normally that's my actual name on there. Basically, it doesn't hurt to have this. It costs like $2. I've got plenty of name tapes from airsoft stuff, so it doesn't hurt to put that there. And maybe if the police officer is responding and know who the homeowner is, it's one less thing that he's got to think of. You know, it might be a little bit more positive ID. If we open this thing up, on the outside of the pouch, and I'm not going to get all of this stuff out, I've got, you're going to have to take my word for it, I've got my expired driver's license. What I found last time is the police wanted to see my ID when the break-in happened, and at the time I was wearing my pajamas and didn't have my wallet on me, so I was like, the wallet's kind of over there, and we had to do an extra dance for that, where he was very much controlling my movement and trying, because he didn't know who I was. So having a photo ID, government issued old driver's license, it's an easy way I can hand it to him to confirm my ID, and it's got my picture on it. And then I have, these aren't business cards, they're personal cards. They have my name, my career, I'm a software developer, my cell phone number, email address, and my LinkedIn address. Is it super important to have something like that? No. Does it come in handy? Yes. Because when the police officer's got his notepad and taking notes and trying to write everything down, being able to just hand him this and be like, here, dude, keep it. He's now got my phone number, email, anything like that he might need. Honestly, the most use I get out of those is I keep some by the door and give them out when I meet new neighbors. It's like, oh, hey, here's my phone number and contact info if you need to reach me. If you don't have personal cards, oh, hey, I have another box sitting next to me. Vistaprint, I think I paid like $10 for 500 or 1,000, whatever this is. They come in handy. Also, continuing through this pouch, you'll see I've got a piece of gutted paracord. Now, the gutted paracord is tied off to a MOLLE loop next to the holster. I'm not sure if the camera's going to pick that up, but it's tied up to that loop. Sorry about pointing the gun at you. But anyways, the paracord comes down here and also goes into that same pouch on the outside. We pull this thing out though, what you'll find, and I'm going to be overly paranoid and not show this all on camera, is a key to my house. Once again, if something happens, I might find myself outdoors. You know, if something happens and I have to leave the house. We've had plenty of issues with wild animals in the backyard. That basically just an extra layer of insurance that I don't get locked out. At the bottom, we've got a cat tourniquet just bungeed on there. And then if I open up the top here of the dangler, we've got, I can easily open this to show you a little bit. Israeli bandage, another emergency trauma bandage. Okay, now continuing through this, what's inside? We have wound packing gauze, gloves, a Sharpie, and a Leatherman, which fell out of the loop while I was recording. This is your basic stop the bleed kit plus a Leatherman, because those just come in handy. So you've got the tourniquet on the outside, and then on the inside, we've got the 2 pressure dressings I just pulled out, a Leatherman, because that's a whole lot of tool capability if I need it, and a Sharpie. Now, another thing that's worth noting on this dangler, both of the zippers, both on the side and on the front, are 2-way zippers. It's got like 2 different zippers there. I got rid of one pull tab. So when I go to grab this, there's only one zipper I'm going to grab, and there's no chance of screwing that up and grabbing the wrong pull tab. It's just one less thing to go wrong under pressure. So I'm going to go put this back in my bedroom in a minute. If you haven't already, don't forget to like and subscribe, and please check out the rest of this playlist where I go over other pieces of my home defense setup based on actually getting broken into, where we talk about kick-proofing your doors and how to reinforce that, talk about my personal experience, talk about alarm systems, kind of the lessons learned from my experiences, and hopefully that will be useful to you. So God forbid you actually have to deal with somebody trying to break into your house, you'll actually be ready for it.